There's nothing quite like a fresh, warm, steamed bun. They're pillowy, slightly sweet, and the perfect vessel for just about any filling. We start with the basics. In a large bowl, take 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of warm water, add 2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 teaspoons of yeast. Give that a gentle mix, and then wait for it to bloom. This step is crucial. Let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. You want to see that yeast blooms. It should look foamy and alive. While the yeast blooms, mix your dry ingredients. 2½ cups flour, 2 teaspoons salt, half a teaspoon baking soda, and half a teaspoon baking powder. Once our yeast is ready, dump the flour mixture in and add 1/4 cup of light oil. I'm using avocado oil here. Work the dough with a large spoon or a bread whisk like I'm doing. You should start to see a shaggy dough, and that'll start to come together. Once it starts to come together, I like to start working it with my hands a bit, and this way it'll keep your mess down on your counter. But I'm just smashing those bits and pieces together, making sure all the ingredients on the bowl and all the dry ingredients are mixed into the dough ball good. Once it forms a rough ball, get it out onto a lightly floured surface. Now we knead. This takes about 3 to 5 minutes. You aren't fighting the dough, you're just waking up the gluten. You're looking for a smooth, stretchy ball that bounces back when you poke it. And it takes a while. This is my preferred method. If your dough is too sticky, feel free to add just a little bit more flour to the surface so that it's not sticking too much. But the more you work this dough, the easier it'll become to handle. Look how smooth that is after about 3.5 to 4 minutes. It stretches, it's soft, it's pliable. I've built really good gluten into it, and most important of all, in my opinion, it creates a nice tight ball. Place your dough ball into a lightly oiled bowl. Cover it up and find a warm spot. We need this to double in size, which usually takes about 45 to 60 minutes depending on how warm it is in your house. Look at that rise. You can see that it's doubled in size, created a bunch of steam from all the activity. Punch it down, release the air, and move back to your floured surface. The dough should come out of the bowl pretty cleanly. If a lot of it sticks, you may need to let it raise for a little bit longer at least. Press it out a little, flatten it out a little, just enough to make sure that it's about equal thickness. Then cut it into 12 equal sizes. I like to start by cutting it into quarters, and then I can cut each of those quarters into thirds. You could use a scale and measure that. Oh, this would probably be a better way to do it, but this method seems to work just fine. Here is the technique. Roll a piece into a tight ball. Then place it on a 4x4 parchment square and flatten it into a disc between 1/8 and 1/4 inch thick. I like to use my fingers. I kind of spread them apart and I spread that out as a pretty nice circle there, and then I'll use my rolling pin to flatten it out further. I am no good at getting circles out of these things, but they don't need to be perfect, and really the dough is going to try to pull back on itself because it's tight and we've built a lot of gluten. So you really can't mess this up by giving it a bad shape. Now this is the secret. Brush a little oil on the surface and fold it in half. Don't press it hard. The oil prevents it from sticking together, so you can open it up and use it like a proper bun later. Cover these up and let them rest one more time until they look puffy, usually about 20 to 45 minutes. In the meantime, get your steamer going. As you can see, I don't have a proper bamboo steamer or anything, but I have a steamer basket for vegetables and I have a pot of boiling water with a lid. So I'm making do, and it works just fine. Put a little water in there. Make sure you don't run out of water, otherwise you'll cook your steamer basket and your pot will get warped. But get the steam going, get the buns in there. These buns are going to go in the steam for roughly 11 to 13 minutes. All of mine took 11 minutes on this day, but in the past I've seen them a little gummy and a little doughy if I don't go a little more. But these came out perfectly. If you don't have a steamer basket, you could certainly use a heat-resistant plate and some tin foil on the bottom. Just about any way to get yourself some steam. And this is where the parchment paper comes in really handy. They didn't stick to my steamer basket. I was able to pull them out. Look how puffy these got. They're fluffy, they're soft. See how smooth they are. We're going to set those aside and let those cool completely before we even think about touching them. Welcome to my both. We're going to try this pork belly, burnt ends. And we're also going to try these steamed bao buns that I just made. Oh, they are so soft, so good. I'm so excited. Okay. So we're going to get a couple things going here. Gonna stick a little bit of pork belly in there. Oh my gosh, it's just falling to pieces. This is so burnt end without being burnt end. Gonna go with just a little bit of green onion. And then we're gonna put on some pickled onion. I made these pickled onions the other day. You can see my recipe on YouTube and TikTok. I'll try to link that if I can. So we're gonna go some pickled onion, a piece of jalapeno, and a slice of carrot. Get a little bit more pickled onion than that. Oh man, the smell, all of it, amazing. Hopefully you can see my face. Sometimes I do this and you can't see my face. And then we'll just top this off with just a little bit of cilantro. Now a lot of people might do some Kewpie. Hoisin is a good choice. I've also got some crunchy chili crisp. This will definitely go on my next one for sure. But that soft bao bun recipe is coming soon as well. Pickled onions and this burnt end pork belly.
Holy smokes. That is 10 out of 10. That is a slapping meal. This was about 2 pounds of pork belly. I made a whole tray full of these bao buns. They're just soft, puffy, and delicious. They stick together well, like they're not doughy. I don't know if you can see this. I don't want to ruin the shot too much, but man, I could eat that every day. Thanks for watching.